Lisa M.
Yeah. Okay.
1, 2.
Okay, who do we have?
Yeah.
And today, in 2019,
Wow.
by the grace of God, we have who? Lisa M. On the right, on my left, we have who? Somila. Today, we have been so excited about this collaboration for weeks, and we're so excited to finally have you here, Lisa.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sure. Oh, okay. Are you guys happy? You should say thank you. Thank you, Lisa. We appreciate you, Lisa. This favor you have done us, Lisa. Okay. And today, with this actual talk that I have right in hand, we are talking about red flags.
So on Lisa's channel, we just did a video speaking about heartbreak, heartache, the journey to healing and all of that. But we thought we should take one step back and say, what are the
Red flags.
Relationships, it's either the ones that you've been in or you've seen your friends go into or family. So if you guys want to hear some of the ones that we've highlighted,
Stick around.
So ladies, I want to know, what are some of the red flags that you know about, have seen, have experienced, and would warn someone against?
This is a red flag I was telling them about earlier, although I am the reason for the red flag in some of my friendships. But a guy with just too many girlfriends, I think is a little bit of a red flag. Where it's just like, why are all the girls in the world your best friends? And also because I think the nature of guy-girl relationships is normally that kind of guy is a hero. So now his time needs to be spent between 5 of you, which then can get difficult. Although I am good friends with a lot of guys.
Exactly,
and I love you guys.
This girl is the problem. She's friends with a million guys.
But she can't be equal, like now. Like all the friends, the girlfriends, and then the girlfriend.
It should be different.
Yeah.
It should be, but normally those guys are heroes. So
And
they want to.
Nancy red flag. If there's no distinction
There we go.
between you and the
Exactly.
friends, when you walk in, however he treats everyone, it's just like,
How?
oh man, Lisa's here, it's cool, whatever. Sharon's here, there's no difference. You don't even feel that you're different. I think that there's something to be said there. Maybe he doesn't want to make one of the girlfriends feel awkward because maybe there's something there. Wonder.
You need to wonder. I think a second red flag is somebody, like if you've been together maybe let's say now 2, 3, 4 months and you never introduced to anybody. Like you don't know a friend. You don't know a friend, you don't know. Like it's just you and him alone somewhere. Like I mean, come on, you are interconnected to other people. And I think some kind of introduction to kind of lay claim to your role in his life is quite important, or her life.
But taking forever to respond, is that not a red flag? Like taking, or she just like, yeah, cause we
On WhatsApp.
on WhatsApp, no, yeah. It's like taking forever to, I mean, or when you respond, it's not like, you're not sorry about it. It's like, ooh, I'm responding 2 days later, like, hey, excuse me, no, wait a minute. Like,
And even like I think like even like the brazenness to just be like, it's just like I don't need to answer to you.
I was busy.
Yeah, I was busy. Like why do I need to explain to you where I was? Like that is a do not take the, like it's a red flag.
no, it's a busy valid, but like how, like when you come back, like explain, like just the details. Can you give me some closure? Yeah.
Another on the back of that, the red flag is that someone who can't prioritize you, someone who lumps you in with the business of their life. Which is like, I have this deadline, I have this, I have gym, I have and I have my girlfriend to fit in somewhere as well, or my boyfriend or whatever. Oh, that's a red flag to me.
Yeah, sure. And a red flag is, for me, is how someone treats those around them.
That's true.
That's a good one.
That is a red flag because he's not going to treat you any differently, or she's not going to treat you any differently. But of course, in the beginning of the relationship, the person is going to try to impress you. They're going to put their best foot forward. But then again, it's important not to just get into it, but also just observe the person and how they treat those around them.
The person just shouting at the waitress and you just
And it's box.
Another red flag I think is someone who, I don't know guys, maybe you can tell me if you think it is one or not, but someone who like when it's time to now introduce you to someone, they introduce you to their girlfriend and it's like, oh, this is Bessie, my girlfriend, sharp. Introduce you to a girlfriend, this is Bessie.
Okay,
There's no time. Or they leave you to introduce yourselves. Like, you guys introduce each other.
Yeah.
What's going on there? We need to wonder.
Yeah.
Also, like, do you think? Because I mean, like, why is it awkward for you to say that, and then you feel petty to bring it up, to be like, why didn't you just say? Like, why didn't you just say who I am?
And I think with that, I would say someone who, if they're introducing you to someone and say they take you to somewhere where you don't really know people, and they kind of just leave you to your own device.
come on,
This is a big red flag, guys.
It's a major
Not considerate.
Exactly.
I'm thinking about me.
And also, that's the thing. You're getting because it's early days, so it's very different if you know the people and they've been around your family or they've been around your friends. But early days, and they kind of just leave you sitting around there. They're not really taking initiative in that space and creating space for you.
But then, what if they feel like they want to see that you're able to hold your own in that space? And for them, it's a red flag that you can't. If you sink, you don't swim. They're like, that's a red flag. Because for him, it's important that I need to be able to leave you because I mingled, now I network. And then now it's a red flag to him that you are unable to handle yourself.
But then keep coming and checking up on me.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's coming to you. Don't just leave me.
The whole night, at the end of the night, like, was that me?
Uber back home, I'll see you.
And you see me sitting in a corner alone, and you're just walking past me like high-fiving.
The dynamics of relationships have changed, right? In the sense that you'll find that people don't put a high premium on effort anymore because everyone is accessible now on social media. You can just slide into someone's DMs. So now the behavior of your significant other on social media is also either a red flag or not. So how they forever liking every girl, following pictures, commenting on their pictures. Sending kisses and blowing kisses and
flirtatious even on their comments line.
Precisely. That is a huge red flag.
But on that point, someone who can't take interest in your interests. Because I think with girls, we're likely to, if a guy likes something, I mean, you don't like soccer, but you'll give it a try now and again, but someone who just doesn't want to read a book. I just think there is a level of you should take an interest. I'm not saying it should be your favorite thing, but effort to like the things your person likes.
So I also think maybe on a more serious note, someone who cannot define where you guys are going.
Yes, this is true.
Sure. So it's one thing, cannot or will not. So I think someone who will not is wasting your time. You ask and I mean you can tell when the circumstances are like tough, where the person's like, I don't know, I'm trying to figure things out also myself, and so I can't really promise you this and stuff. That's one thing. That's what probably cannot. But will not is where the problem is, where they're just like, why are you always asking me this? And if you can't define, then what's the point? What are we actually doing?
I think to add into that also, just having deep conversations. All the time the conversations are just on the surface. It's a red flag where you can't really just talk about emotions and just dig deeper a bit. I think that's a red flag. Challenge it,
Challenge it.
No, I'm just saying, it's just always, what are we doing next? When am I seeing you?
Yay.
I'm going to in depth.
True. Also for me, actions speak louder than words. Be able to discern what is genuine and what is a red flag. Because most guys will say what
they think you want to hear.
What they think you want to hear, and then act different to what they say.
I also think somebody who is quick to criticize, but never quick to give you what is good. I think that's a very dangerous thing. And I think finding somebody who finds private moments that are relevant to communicate what can be fixed without it being like a continuous kind of thing, because I think that can really lead to a lack of wholeness. You can really lose something in that kind of situation. So someone who really finds the appropriate moments to communicate sensitive information is quite important.
I also think a red flag is someone who doesn't respect your boundaries. someone who's consistently trying to challenge them or trying to make you see that they're not really what you think that they are. You know, if you've set a boundary for what you would what you want and what you don't want in your life, especially in your relationship, or what you're not willing to do. If they keep bringing it up in a conversational way, that because I mean I guess our hearts are always to serve and to, you know. So if someone does it long enough, it starts to erode.
So it's becoming harder for women now to date because men do not want to date people who are in a better position as they are financially and otherwise. So you find that women have to, as Sisha was saying, shrink to date because men do not want to date people who are in a better position as they are financially and otherwise. So you find that women have to, as Sisha was saying, shrink and downplay their achievements
To accommodate
them.
And I think that in that case, a man wouldn't necessarily, because he can't take your job. So all he's gonna do is probably like, he's just gonna like, just keep being like, wow, you have to work all the time. Or like just start punching holes in your work ethic. Or it's just something that'll make you, you know,
even
because
when
he can't actually take it.
Say, I admire that.
When you have a success at work, you'll be like, okay, that's cool, whatever. Like just to try and, not that he maybe it's not malicious, but like it's from an overflow of insecurity. He finds himself like really attacking that part of him. So yeah, I was just asking just before, like these, or just mentioning, these red flags are for us not just like, oh, it's a red flag, get out of the relationship. It's like red flag, have the conversation, or bring it up into the person, so that, because I mean it's supposed to alert you to something, and then you're supposed to do something about it. So we're not saying get out of your relationships or whatever. We're just saying like hold them. And for me, I think a more serious one as well is if you are a born-again Christian, I do think that the best and safest option is for you to be equally yoked. I think it is difficult to do missional dating, which is what Tamara has said on The Real one time, where you have the hope and the belief that you'll change him and eventually always change her and eventually she'll know your God and love him. Just think about it, and I think for me it's like one of those things that you really need to just like interface with and get other people's input on. Because it's based on red flags, guys.
Him befriending your friends. That's a huge red flag for me. As I said, I'm a person who compartmentalizes things, you know. So my friends are not your friends.
Really?
Your friends are not my friends. No. It's not that I shouldn't have any form of relationship with them. But like it should be touch and go, and mostly when you are around, in your presence. So, well, they shouldn't have any business contacting you whenever they want, or you doing the same.
Or going for coffees.
No. Boundaries. So if he does not understand those boundaries, then that's a red flag for me.
I think guys have like what they want in a girl sometimes. So they'll be like, they will say, Tampe, if they want a girl or girl this way. It's like, babe, why don't you dress this way? Like, but that's not who I am. That's not how I am. So he's like, yeah, that's a red flag. Like, he's always like, yes, I saw this. Why don't you? But I don't do that. So then now, you have this idea of who he wants. I'm not that. So then now he's just
trying to mold me into him.
Yeah.
I know someone who says their boyfriend used to make them do sit-ups because
I don't like avocado.
let's work on this.
So I think one green flag, which is like, you know, a positive, is that in the relationship that I'm in now, with my wonderful fiance, the one thing that has been so wonderful is that his family has been so intentional about making me feel welcome. Like, almost like they recognize that him and I are trying to build something, and that they are like, we're part of it. We want to be part of it. They're not trying to create a stumbling block or a point of contention and friction between him and I. So we have different cultures, but they are making an effort to try and make it work. And so I think for me it's a green flag because I've noticed the red flag before in my life where it was less welcoming and a little bit more like, not sure, with not having had met before. So I already had that as like, I knew that was going to be the obstacle of the future. And so it kind of makes you kind of feel like you have to overplay yourself one day when you meet them. So I think a green flag is having the family be clearly open to you.
A green flag for me is somebody who accepts you.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't, whatever you choose to change, you're choosing to change on the basis of I want to change.
Yeah.
And it's not them, right? Like their voice of criticism is not there. And I think feeling wholly accepted with somebody and feeling accepted amongst his people, it just gives you peace. You know, you like, now you are the one who'll be like, hey baby, I shouldn't have said that to his uncle. Like, you know, like, but it's not like they'll, by the time you get into the car, they're like, yeah, that thing you know, like, they're not like guarding every single like flaw you think you do wrong. And I just think like, that is such a source of like peace. You're like, hey man, dim, like, you know. Yeah.
We're talking green flags now.
Yeah.
Okay. I think reciprocation. That the effort. You're talking about the effort. Like the effort is matched. Because a lot of the times you're the one. I think a red flag is like just there's no effort. So I think now a green flag is when you're seeing now when you're being surprised. Like you know that's I think green flag.
So true.
I think
Just on that, I think a lack of reciprocation can bring so much frustration into a relationship, and it makes you super critical. It makes you be like, oh, it was me that did this one more time, and then you didn't do. Like you become so petty that you lose everything else. Like when you feel like you're the one that's going 100%, you'd get tired and very frustrated. It's a strong red.
It's a very red.
I agree. One of the green flags for me is someone who is your greatest supporter. Like they literally, even if they don't understand your dreams and aspirations, but they make the effort of understanding what you like, what you want to attain, and they support you no matter what.
And what would that look like?
If your name said it's in club.
Exactly. Oh yes.
How is this? How are you doing? If you still want to study towards something all of a sudden, and he's like, oh, okay, cool. How's the studying going? We're going to the library. Let me keep you up. I'll stay up with you while you study.
Oh yes.
You know, someone who makes that kind of an effort.
Yeah.
I think a major green flag for me is someone who leaves you feeling secure, where you don't have to question your security. Where you just feel entirely seen, prioritized, and respected by this person. That even when you're in a room with them, you know that this person is bought into you and you're chill. I think there's something about someone who doesn't. Where you don't have to ask for certain things, where they just like, because I know you like that, I'm gonna tell you I love you in the morning because I know that's you, that's just your thing. I think there's something about someone like that who just provides security around you because they know you, they've learned you. These things make you feel more secure or more seen, and they do them without questioning it, even if they don't understand it. But they just do
that
it.
security means also like being one-minded about you. It's not saying you're not on trial. I don't know how as much as we're like maybe dating is kind of like somebody seeing whether this works or not, but you're not in a relationship and feeling like you're being tested, like somebody's like trying to see when you're going to make an error, right? Like, and then that error is going to be an ultimatum whether this continues or not. I think like that level of security and stability, you know that this person, when they've said this, they mean this for our relationship. I think that gives you security and peace of mind.
The last one is just someone with integrity. I think there's something about seeing someone who has integrity separate to you that you feel like I can trust you. I can live a life with you. I'm not saying that you're perfect, but that even when you have shortfalls, your inclination is towards, man, I want to live with better integrity and just integrity for human beings in general, you know?
High character.
And I think for me, one of the wonderful things, especially with my fiance, is having sorry guys. I'm sorry. One of the wonderful things that I've found to be a golden flag is a man who is accountable to someone other than himself. Someone who's accountable to God, or would be, let's say, someone who is accountable to their father or something, someone who is accountable outside of themselves, where you can see that they know how to honor, they know how to respect, they know, like, the fact that he has a deep and real relationship with God makes me feel safe, that he's not always going to be consulting himself for the best thing for our home. He's not always going to be consulting his wisdom and his knowledge and whatever when he doesn't know something, he's not stuck. He's actually, he knows how to defer to some other place and to God and to someone, you know what I mean? So that to me is like, has given me such incredible security.
It's a golden flag.
Golden.
Yeah, thank you so much guys for
Thank you. Golden. That is
Golden. So, thank you so much, guys, for being with us and for listening to this. I would really love to hear some of the things that you guys have found in your relationships, either the green flags or the red flags
or the golden flags.
The golden flags, or the amber flags. So we don't know. Just let us know. And we also just want to give a huge thank you to Lisa.
Oh, go and subscribe. She's on the road to 10K. Go and like, comment, subscribe. Go back to every video. Her name is Lisa M on YouTube, and we'll have all of her details right below.
Thank you.
And this is my friend Somila. Go check her out on Instagram. She's a fashionista 101. Will teach you all of the tips and tricks on how to dress yourself well.
Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.